lots of great ways to engage children in a Bible story. And we're going to look with you at some ideas for Jesus Calms the Storm from Mark chapter 4. The Bible is a living word, and so there are so many messages that you can draw out of any one story. So it's really important that you choose one main point, one main theme, and you really center everything that you do around that message that you want people to focus on. Actions and sounds are a great way to really get children's attention and get them engaged with the story. So now with me, every time you hear the word storm, I want you to do this. Every time you hear the word waves, I want you to do this. Whee! And every time you hear the word scared, I want you to do this. And finally, every time you hear the word Jesus, I want you to do this. So here is Baden telling us the story, Jesus Calms the Storm.
Have you ever been tired? I mean, so tired that you literally cannot walk. So tired that somebody has to carry you. Jesus was like that one time. He was taking care of people and making them better. And he was so tired that the disciples had to carry him, to take him into a boat so that he could go and get a rest somewhere. And they carried him, and we're told that they put him onto the boat, and the boat was the fishing boat that the disciples were used to. They were used to going across the lakes on these boats. And they put him at the front of the boat, and they put his head on a cushion. And they knew that there might be a bit of rough seas, so they wanted to protect him. They wanted to look after him. So Jesus is lying on the boat, his head on a cushion, and the disciples push off out into the waters, and it's a lovely evening. But they can see building up behind them, there's a storm, and the storm is growing. And they can actually see the winds begin to pick up. The waves are gathering momentum. And although they're fishermen and they're used to being on the water, it gets so rough, and the winds are howling and the waves are rocking the little boat to and fro, that even they, as fishermen for many years, are scared. They're really scared. And one of them looks behind and says, Jesus is still asleep. Why is he still asleep? Doesn't he know that we're in danger here? So they rush over and they say, Lord, wake up. Don't you care if we drown? And Jesus wakes up and he looks around and takes it all in a moment. And he stands up and he says in a loud voice, quiet, be still. And in a moment, the winds drop, the waves calm, and a new storm arrives because the disciples are in turmoil. Who is this? Even the winds and the waves obey him.
So for this particular story, I have chosen some shakers and some rainmakers so that the children can make the sounds of the storm. You can make these yourself with some dried lentils and some little containers, or you can buy them because you can use them in so many different activities. Then also for the waves, I made some of these again, the wind and the waves. Some crepe paper would work really well for that. I have for the disciples, they were really happy listening to Jesus. Then the storm came and they got really sad, and then Jesus calmed the storm and they were really happy again, and letting the children make the faces themselves. And then as you tell the story, to show the emotions can be really good. And this is lovely as well. These are calming bottles, and you can make this, get glycerin in the chemist and just fill it with different things, and you can get the kids to make a storm as it's happening, and then to allow everything, when Jesus says, peace, be still, everything to become calm. And they can think about the things in their lives that worry them, that cause their minds to race or their heart to pound, and then they can invite Jesus to say, peace, be still, and they can watch everything become calm. But what's lovely about a story box or a story bag is that you can be as creative or as simple as you like. You can use household objects, you can be cryptic, you can get them to guess, you can get them to blindfold them and get them to feel the things and see if they can guess the story before you even begin. The opportunity is endless, and what's wonderful about it is you can use it again and again and again. If you're doing a story circle time, a good idea is to get the children to face each other. And as you narrate the story, one group acts out the story while the other group watches and listens, and then halfway through you can switch and get the other group to act it out. It's a great way to get everybody to participate without putting anybody on the spot, and everybody's engaged and listening and taking the story in. So for all of these ideas for Bible storytelling and for many, many more ideas, please visit our website, the Church of Ireland Children's Ministry.